Hello, I'm Minister Dove, and this is Freedom Wings Ministries Corporation. I am the founder, and tonight we have Genesis chapter 42. Where we left off was chapter 41. So in this chapter, we see Joseph, who was in charge of the prison area in which he was imprisoned. His brothers who had sold him into slavery come to him because of the famine, as he is in charge of that land, and they want to buy food. And Joseph recognizes them, and he says to them, "You are spies. You've come to spy, not to just seek food." And they say, no, we're from the same father. We're all brothers, and we're seeking to get food because of the famine. Please let us buy some food. And so that's a roundabout summary of what is included in the chapter 42. So let's read it and see what comes about within this chapter. Now we see number 42. Now when Jacob saw that there was corn in Egypt, Jacob said unto his sons, "Why do ye look on..." let me read that again. Sorry. Now when Jacob saw that there was corn in Egypt, Jacob said unto his sons, "Why do ye look one upon another?" And he said, "Behold, I have heard that there is corn in Egypt. Get ye down thither." I skipped a line, sorry. I'm a little tired. It's about 4 a.m. right now. I was planning on doing this earlier, but I took a nap and I just woke up. Yeah, right. We're all... Alright, anyway. Number 2 in chapter 42 Genesis. And he said, "Behold, I have heard that there is corn in Egypt. Get ye down hither and buy for us from thence, that we may live and not die." And thence that we may live and not die. So Jacob says, sorry, I'm holding my phone. Jacob says, sorry. Jacob says, "So my sons, go and buy the food so that we may live and not die in this famine." That's what number 2 and 42 says. And let's go on to 3. And Joseph's 10 brethren went down to buy corn in Egypt. But Benjamin, Joseph's brother, Jacob, sent not with his brethren, for he said, "Lest peradventure mischief befall him." Lest peradventure mischief befall him. Let's look at that again. Number 4. But Benjamin, Joseph's brother, and Jacob sent not with his brethren, for he said, "Lest peradventure mischief befall him." Lest peradventure mischief befall him. So Joseph's brothers sent by Jacob, and they let me just read it again. It's a little, I'm mixing up the characters here, as Joseph's brothers and Joseph has befriended the Pharaoh, and he's in charge of the particular area where there is the grain. We'll just say where there is the grain. So number 4, this is the King James Version that I always have to do because of copyright reasons. So it's a little complex, but we'll read it again. We'll read it step by step, and we'll see what God tells us about in his word. We'll see what God says to us within his word. So anyway, number 4 in chapter 42 Genesis. But Benjamin, Joseph's brother, Jacob, sent not with his brethren, For he said, lest peradventure mischief befall him. Lest peradventure mischief befall him. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm reading. So Jacob says to his sons, go and seek getting food for us so that we may not die in this famine. And Joseph is going to be the one that authorizes this purchase, so to speak. That's kind of like the sum up, but he's saying, lest mischief fall on them. So let's see, number 5. And the sons of Israel came to buy corn among those that came from the famine was in the land of Canaan. And Joseph was the governor over the land, and it was that sold to all the people of the land. And Joseph's brethren came and bowed down themselves before him with their faces to the earth. Bowed down themselves before him with their faces to the earth. They don't know that it's their brother that they sold into slavery. That is the one that is in charge of selling them the grain. And Joseph saw his brethren, and he knew them, but made himself strange unto them, and spoke mighty unto them. And he said unto them, whence come ye? And they said, from the land of Canaan, to buy food. And Joseph knew his brethren, but they knew not him. He knows that they're his brothers, but they do not know that he is the brother they sold into slavery. And Joseph knew his brethren, but they knew not him. And Joseph remembered the dreams which he dreamed of them, and said unto them, ye are spies, to see the nakedness of the land ye are come. And they said unto him, nay, my lord, but to buy food are they servants come. We are all one man's sons, we are true men, thy servants are no spies. And he said unto them, nay, but to see the nakedness of the land ye are come. And they said, thy servants are 12 brethren, the sons of one man in the land of Canaan, and behold, the youngest is this day with our father, and one is not. And Joseph said unto them, that is it that I speak unto you, saying, ye are spies. Hereby ye shall be proved by the life of the Pharaoh, ye shall not go forth hence except your youngest brother come hither. Your youngest brother come hither. So Joseph is saying, bring me your youngest brother, to prove that you are not spies and that you are seeking just to buy food. Number 16. Send one of you, and let him fetch your brother, and ye shall be kept in prison, that your words may be proved, whether there be only truth in you, or else by the life of Pharaoh, surely you are spies. And he put them all together unto word 3 days. And Joseph said unto them, the 3rd day this do, and live, for I fear God. For I fear God. The 3rd day thus I live, for I fear God. So Joseph says, I want to meet this younger brother. And then he puts his brothers in prison. Well, they send one. It says in this section, send one to go fetch the youngest brother, then I will know that you have all come for grain from this one father, Jacob. And let's see, number 19. If ye be true men, let one of your brethren be bonded in the house of your prison. Go ye carry corn for the famine of your house. And I think I skipped a little bit there. Alright, so I'm going to pick up at number 16. Now, remember, I'm not perfect. Nobody is perfect except the Lord. So, I'm sorry that I'm stumbling around, and we'll just keep taking it as it comes. I'm actually a little dehydrated because I just woke up from a nap. It's about 4 a.m. And I'm just, what you see with me is what you get, guys. And so, let's pick it up with number 16. And I hope that you can understand. I pray that you understand me and the Bible readings and how I simplify them, and that we all come together as a congregation family on this YouTube channel. YouTube's great now, isn't it? so much information and things that people can just post and instruct each other, so to speak. So let's pick it up with number 16, and we'll go from there. Chapter 42, number 16. Send one of you, and let him fetch your brother, and ye shall be kept in prison, that your words may be proved, whether there be any truth in you, or else by the life of Pharaoh, surely ye are spies. And he put them all together, endured 3 days. And Joseph said unto them the third day, This do I live, for I fear God. If ye are true men, let one of your brethren behold in the house of your prison. Go ye carry corn for the famine of your houses. Go ye carry corn for the famine of your houses. After the 3 days, when they're supposed to bring their youngest brother to him, when Joseph says, one of you may bring grain back. One of you may bring grain back. Number 20. But bring your youngest brother unto me, so shall your words be verified, and ye shall not die. And they did so. So what it looks like, this section is saying Joseph is giving permission for one of the brothers to go and bring the other brother back to verify that they are not spies. Joseph knows that they're not spies. He knows who they are as his brothers, but they do not know who he is. They do not know who he is. So he says, thus prove to me you are truly not spies, and that your brother, your youngest brother, will come with that one that you send, as I am imprisoning you. And I guess they're imprisoned for the 3 days. All right, so number 21. And they said unto another, We are rarely guilty, concerning our brother, in that we saw the anguish of his soul when he bestoweth us, and we would not hear. Therefore is this distress come upon us. And Reuben answered them, saying, Spake I not unto you, saying, Do not sin against the child, and ye would not bear. Therefore, behold, also his blood is required. Also his blood is required. So this is the youngest brother that they're going to bring to Joseph. He says, thus the family blood is required to prove that you are who you say you are and not spies. Number 23. And they knew not that Joseph understood them, for he spoke unto them by an interpreter. And he turned himself about from them, and wept, and returned to them again, and communioned with them, and took from them Simon, and bound him before their eyes. So Joseph goes away in tears, because he knows that these are his brothers that sold him into slavery. And they do not know who he is, because he's acting as the Pharaoh's head of that particular jailing, so to speak. He's acting as the Pharaoh's head of that particular jailing, and he is in charge of the food, the grain that is to be sold. And so they're in discussions. About the food, the grains that they're going to get. And he has them imprisoned for, it says, 3 days. And then the younger brother comes. So let's see, number 24. And he turned himself about from them and wept, and returned to them again, and communed with them, and took from them Simon, and bound him before their eyes. Then Joseph commanded to fill their sacks with corn, and to restore every man's money unto his sack, and to give them provisions for the way. And thus did he unto them. So they get the grain. Joseph gives them the grain, and he also bestows the money back onto them, as Simon, the younger brother, is brought to him, and he says, okay, here is the food. Number 26. And they loaded their asses with the corn. And departed. As you know, ass is a donkey. I'll just specify that. It's a donkey. They're donkeys. They loaded their donkeys with food. And as one of them opened his sack to give his ass provender, it's Provender, provender. In the inn he espied his money, for behold, it was in his sack's mouth. And he said unto his brethren, my money is restored, and now it is even in my sack. And their heart filled them, and they were afraid, saying one another, what is this that God has done unto us? What is this that God has done unto us? They're starting to make the connection that this may be Joseph. And they're wondering, what is going on here? What is going on here? What is God doing to us? Why have we been in prison? Why are we being accused of spies? What's going on here, Lord? What do you expect of us? Is pretty much what's going on with the brothers. And so let's see, number 28. And he said unto his brethren, my money is restored, and now it is even in my sack. And their heart filled them, and they were afraid of saying one to another, what is this that God has done unto us? Number 29. And they came unto Jacob, their father, unto the land of Canaan, and told him all that befell unto them, saying, the man who is the Lord of the land spoke roughly to us, and took us for spies of the country. So now we see the brothers, after they were held for the 3 days, and Simon came, and Joseph granted the food and everything, and now they're speaking to Jacob, their father, and they're saying, we were imprisoned for the 3 days, and let's see, I'm going to read number 29 again. And they came unto Jacob, their father, unto the land of Canaan, and told him all that befell unto them, saying, the man who is the Lord of the land spoke roughly to us, and took us as spies of the country. And we said unto him, we are true men, we are no spies. We be 12 brethren, sons of our father. One is not, and the youngest is this day with our father in the land of Canaan. And the the Lord of the country said unto us, Hereby shall I know that ye are true men. Leave one of your brethren here with me, and take food for the famine of your households, and be gone. And take food of the famine of your households, be gone. Leave one brother. So I'm mixing it up a little bit. Maybe they were in prison for the 3 days. They had Simon. They talked. Simon came, and they were no longer being accused of being spies. They were released, and they go to Jacob, their father, and say, "This is what has happened. We were imprisoned. The person the Pharaoh has put in charge of the grain accused us of being spies." And so he is just, my cat just jumped on the Bible. And he has just released us with the food, but said, "Leave one behind. Thus we will return and prove we are truly not spies." So they leave one brother behind. They leave one brother behind. And let's see, number 30 we'll pick up with. The man who is the Lord of the land spoke roughly to us and took us for spies of the country. And we said unto him, We are true men, we are no spies. We be 12 brethren, sons of our father. One is not, and the youngest in this day with our father in the land of Canaan. And the men, the Lord of the country, said unto us, Hereby shall I know that ye are true men. Leave one of your brethren here with me, and take food for the famine of your households, and be gone. Take food for the famine of your households, and be gone. So one brethren is staying, like I just said, and the rest are going back to Jacob. And they must return to get the brother that is imprisoned, and prove that they are not spies. Number 34. And bring your youngest brother unto me, then shall I know that ye are no spies, but that ye are true men. So will I deliver you your brother, and ye shall tariff in the land. And ye shall tariff in the land. Ooh, I just got slimed by my cat. He started chewing on the Bible marker. Silly kitty. Silly kitty. His name's Jackson. Anyway, let me see. I can't show you Jackson. I can't show you Jackson right now because I don't want to mess the camera up. But anyway, maybe we'll see him at some point. Alright, so let's see. Number 35. And it came to pass as they emptied their sacks, that behold, every man's bundle of money was in his sack. And when both they and their father saw the bundles of money, they were afraid. And Jacob their father said unto them, Me have ye braved of my children. Joseph is not, my cat just walked across me. Nice kitty, huh? Right, anyway, let me see. So it was number 36 that I just started. And Jacob their father said unto them, Me have ye braved of my children. Joseph is not, and Simon is not. And ye will take Benjamin away, and away all these things are against me. And Reuben spoke unto his father, saying, Slay my 2 sons. If I bring him not to thee, deliver him unto my hand, and I will bring him to thee again. And he said, My son shall not go down with you, for his brother is dead, and he is left alone. If mischief befall him by the way in which ye go, then shall ye bring down my gray hairs with sorrow to the grave. My gray hairs with sorrow to the grave. So, they are the 12 brothers. They go to buy food because of the famine. They get imprisoned for 3 days. And Joseph goes to them and says, leave one of your brothers with me. You guys may take the grain and go. But you must return with the youngest brother to prove that you are all not spies and that you are relatives seeking food for the famine. And they do not know who Joseph is. And Joseph is within tears as he realizes who they are and that they are the ones that sold him into slavery. And we see here, they go to Jacob, and Jacob says, but my son that had passed away, which is actually Joseph that they had sold into slavery. He says, but we have a non-full family, as they said that they were of 12 brothers and that there was the youngest brother. But there was the youngest brother after Joseph. Joseph, as he knew, was the youngest brother. And so he is learning that there is this other brother. And he says, bring me the youngest brother, and I will clear your name and you will prove to me that you are not spies. Thus I will clear your name and you will prove to me that you are not spies. So that's Genesis 42. We have, I kind of fumbled up a little bit, but hey, nobody's perfect, right? Of course not. Nobody's perfect. And we had a little bit of an adventure with the cat, and he slimed my Bible. He slimed my Bible marker by chewing on it as I was reading to you. Yeah, maybe we'll see him at some point, but I don't want to mess up the camera shot. Well, actually, maybe. Let's see. All right. I'm gonna turn it, and maybe we'll be able to see the kitty cat. Jackson. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I forgot. It's facing towards me. So yeah, and so you just saw my refrigerator and my little clothing area, because I do these out of my room. I rent the room. I'm single. I'm not really single anymore. I'm with a man that is he's the love of my life. Oh my God! So I love him so much, but he's very famous, and so I can't say who he is. But actually, I call him my midnight man because we always talk after midnight. It's so romantic. Oh my word! But anyway, and I know he's gonna watch this. Honey, I love you. Be with you soon. Anyway, so actually, let me see if I can flip the camera around. And I apologize if I'm trying to show you the cat here. Hold on. There he is, Jackson. Jackson. He doesn't want to turn his head. But anyway, there's the cat. I'm back. There we go. I figured it out. Okay, so anyway, a little bit into me. A little bit into the Bible, as we all become friends amongst each other within our studies. So that's just summing all up, as I've been saying. That's the story of Joseph and his brothers, and how Joseph grows to be the Pharaoh's friend. And this is summing up quite a couple of different chapters that we've read in Genesis. Joseph comes to be the Pharaoh's friend, and he runs the jail area that he was in, and he's in charge of the food for the selling within the famine. And so his brothers come, the ones that sold him into slavery, and he recognizes his brothers, and he goes in tears, but he calls them spies, and he says, he imprisons them for 3 days. Then he says, go take the food and go, leave one of your brothers here. May you go and return to me with the youngest brother, as he wants to meet his youngest brother that he has not met or that he even knew existed, because last he knew, he was the youngest brother. So that's just sum it up. He grants them the grain and everything, and then they come to him and prove that they're not spies. So but actually I think that's coming in the next chapter. Get a little bit of ahead here. So let's just sum things up. That Joseph is the head of the jail. His brothers come. I know I keep repeating myself, but it's good to clarify, simplifying it. Each time I say it comes a little bit clearer in a general terminology, as opposed to the complex King James. So we see, I'll say it one more time. We see Joseph is the Pharaoh's go-to guy. He's the Pharaoh's go-to guy. After he gained the Pharaoh's liking, and he is in charge of the grain, and so his brothers, the ones that imprisoned him and sold him to slavery, come seeking the grain, and Joseph recognizes them, and Joseph says, I will imprison you, and he imprisons them for 3 days. After the 3 days, he says, take the grain and go. Leave one of the brothers here. Return with the youngest brother, proving that you are not spies. That sums it up pretty much in this section. So we will meet again. I'm going to try and do this once a week. Get back into the regular routine again. Things change, and I get very tired sometimes, and it's hard for me to focus. The only times that I can really do the readings are the first thing in the morning from like 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. because I live in a rooming house, just a basic simple person, and the housemates are up and around and about throughout the day, and so the best time for me to do this is early morning. So we will continue with chapter 43 in our next section of reading. Many blessings, my friends, many blessings. And honey, I love you. I love you, baby. I can't say who you are because I know you're a famous actor and you won't like that too much. But I love you, baby. And I hope there's been some clarification in chapter 42 of Genesis. Many blessings, my friends. Many blessings.